The fight in which Povetkin showed miracles of resilience and proved his true character was his second defense of the WBO and WBA titles against the British knockout artist David Price. He was 15 centimeters taller than Alexander. For Povetkin, this was his second defense of the titles and an important step toward becoming the mandatory challenger for Anthony Joshua, which was the main reason he agreed to such a risky fight. By that time, Alexander Povetkin was considered one of the most experienced and respected heavyweights in the world. The Olympic champion of Athens 2004 and former WBA world champion, he had victories over big names such as Chris Bird, Eddie Chambers, Marco Huck, and Carlos Takam. His style was based on aggressive pressure, tight defense, and his trademark hooks, especially the left one. David Price, on the other hand, was a classic ring giant, finishing 18 of his 22 wins inside the distance. In his amateur career, he won Olympic bronze in 2008 and was regarded as one of the hopes of British boxing as a professional. Early on, he was even called a future world champion, but losses to veteran Tony Thompson and later setbacks seriously slowed his progress. Still, Price remained extremely dangerous thanks to his powerful right hand, and he could never be underestimated. From the opening seconds, Povetkin moved forward. His task was obvious: close the distance, not allow the Brit to work behind the jab, and pin him to the ropes. Price tried to use his advantages in height and reach. He threw jabs, keeping the Russian at long range. The first round was rather cautious. Povetkin slipped inside, worked with head movement, and looked for openings, while Price stuck to single straight punches. Alexander continued to methodically shorten the distance, sometimes catching his opponent with short combinations to the body. Price looked confident, but it was clear that the constant pressure was wearing him down. He had to move back more and more, often ending up against the ropes. The third round became the turning point. Povetkin found his chance and landed a trademark left hook. The punch landed flush on the Brit's head, and Price went down. It was the first knockdown. It looked like the fight was about to end. However, Price got up and showed heart. And then the unexpected happened. Leaning back on the ropes, he caught Povetkin with a counter right cross. Alexander staggered, literally thrown back into the ropes that kept him from falling. For a moment, the arena froze. It seemed the Russian was close to being knocked out, but he managed to recover quickly and resumed his pressure. Povetkin began working more carefully, moving his head, avoiding the right hand, and trying to wear Price down with body shots. The Brit looked tense. The knockdown had affected him, and fatigue prevented him from fully committing. The fifth round proved decisive. Povetkin, sensing that his opponent was fading, sharply increased the pace. He drove Price back to the ropes and, after a short combination, landed a crushing left hook. The shot connected perfectly on the chin, and Price collapsed motionless. The knockout was so heavy that the referee immediately stopped the fight, and doctors rushed into the ring to check on the Brit.